I'll be watching it. It's my girl's a T-Wolves fan, and the Yankees and Twins or the Yankees game's already over.
Oh, okay. Did they win?
They won the series.
That's good.
They did not win the game.
Yeah, Giants have been struggling against the Mets too.
Yeah.
Some series are just not fun. Not good for your team. But I mean, it sounds like you won at least the series.
Yeah. But we should be sweeping these bum teams. Like the Orioles beat us, and we should have went 3-0 on the Tigers. We scored nothing. It was bad.
It's a lot more games to go in the longest season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the T-Wolves game is the first game on the slate, so
yeah. Maybe I'll talk to Danny. We loved watching that game last time.
Yeah, especially Pat Bev at home.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't have to work, does she?
No.
That's good.
Kind of a double day off because we don't have a main slate for baseball either.
Oh, really? Oh, because it's so spread out today?
It was all like afternoon. Like there's 3 night games, but it's
Yeah. That's good. You get to chill, relax, enjoy the game.
Yeah. We just got a grocery delivery, maybe some steaks or something.
Yeah, there you go.
But I just ate some Subway, so.
Yeah, I'll probably chill today too, man. It's been a long week.
Yep, the grind don't stop.
That's true.
But it's you, man. You be trying to no slate off.
Yeah.
But I guess you'll be bored in a month, right?
Yeah. Busy and just have to busy with real life and work.
Yeah.
No, yeah, start getting into baseball. Focus on that.
Yeah, I'll have to do like a conference with you and Rich and kind of train you guys on the analytics that actually matter.
You've been doing pretty well with the prop stuff, right? So I mean, there's some fruit to be had.
Yeah, a lot of pitcher edge early on because people don't know about pitch counts and stuff like that.
Yeah, and as the pitch count starts to go up, as it progresses, it's gonna get better, right?
Yeah, and you can actually, what's funny? You can actually bet pitch counts on Underdog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's you get fancy scores. You get.
Oh man! Did they let you bet on an Underdog? Did they let you bet Toronto minutes?
No, but that one day, I have a dream that one day we can bet.
I mean,
minutes.
that's pretty similar, right? The pitch count.
To minutes, kind of, but not, because I mean you could bet outs, which is essentially innings. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, we're live on the interwebs. Shout out to youtube.com/Gundagger and all those amazing subs. Mighty Saint in the chat. Willie Wilson says Kobe White hurt me. Should have had Alex Caruso. Yeah, Caruso finally came through. Here, shout out to Mia Moore. I bet she's putting up groceries, having a blast in there. This is what I've been waiting for. What up, Swaveless? What up, Steve? Sway McThunder. Chris Smith won 1,500 last night. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Just about all the Bulls hit. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah. Nice little sweat there for Zachary Levine. Yeah. Tonight's the night for 20x parlays. It is. And then last night, hey, Josh had himself a fun little night too. Let me scroll up in the PrizePicks Discord or in the RunDFS.com PrizePicks prop channel and check out some of this goodness. First of all, I get 10% because I hit him with the prayer. Never fails.
Yeah, Levine prayer, man, came through, dude.
All right, so on screen I'm showing a $200 power play because you're a psycho. Levine over 2.5 threes. Giannis over 12.5 rebounds. Bruce Brown over 2.5 assists. Jason Tatum over 4.5 assists. He had 10 of them. That netted you 2K yesterday. Also have a $100 power play here. DeRozan over 40 fantasy points. Van Vliet over 6.5 assists. Tatum over 4.5 again. Al Horford over 12.5 rebounds. There's a grand, commas. And then you had a Seth Curry over two threes. Bruce Brown over 2.5 assists. Drummond over 1.5 blocks and steals. He had 5. And Jaylen Brown over 3.5 assists. That's another $1,000. So what else is new? The sky is blue. Water is wet. Water's not wet. It's the okay. Good day for Josh. Shout out to the mad scientist. He had a giant list of ridiculous props.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to narrow it down more today. I kind of went crazy with the list yesterday. I just felt so good about yesterday, and the process came through for us because the games didn't blow out, and we didn't have crazy stuff happening, injuries. I mean, the only thing that happened that kind of threw a curveball, but it's not really a curveball at this point now. But it's Harden fouling out and not showing up in the second half again. But that's starting to become a constant now. So.
Yeah. Hey, Chad, let me know if you hear a slight echo from him still. So I know we've been having this problem last week or so. Well, so the key was you would echo when I wasn't muted on my hand thing. And all I did was delete it and re-put your scene in just to see if it would fix anything. Yeah. So Chad, if it's still doing it, I'll keep muting in between so you don't have to deal with it too much. But if it's not, then I don't have to delete. We're going to be a little bit more natural.
I mean, before I would hear the echo myself, and I don't hear it now, so I assume it's fixed. Unless you're muting still.
I am not muting.
Okay, so I think you might have fixed it then.
All right, you are loud AF. I turned you down a little bit.
Can we turn the gain down?
Well, I turned you down, so don't.
I love messing with that game.
Your mic is a little hot though, like. Maybe do turn the gain down, but also
all right.
Or up. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, I got it.
So slight echoes going in and out. All right, so then maybe I didn't fix anything, and I'm just an idiot.
Man, what is it a Streamlab thing?
All right. So I'm gonna mute again, and then you talk for a little bit in chat. You let me know anecdotally if you don't hear him echo anymore, and then I can't explain why he's doing it. So, Josh, how you liking tonight's slate?
I mean, we have 2 games that are potentially stay close, and we can avoid blowouts again. And then you have the Jazz Mavs, which is a game I just don't know what to do with, but. There have been constants in that game, so with Gobert and Bojan, so probably go light on that game overall, though.
All right, chat. Was what he just said clear and not echoey? If so, I don't understand technology. It doesn't make any sense.
What did you change?
All I did was mute, and it was working. Like that's been the fix it solution. Is when I mute on my handheld. The stream doesn't echo, which I don't understand. I don't get it. So, what are you gonna do? So,
I guess you just have to mute. Yeah.
I guess so, chat, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. I will definitely try to mute as much as I can while Josh talks. So, and then maybe I'll just create a new scene or something from scratch. All right, let's talk. Let's get into it. First. First of all, today on PrizePicks, they're doing a special 20x your entry. If you do a 5-pick flex, and I need to read the fine print so we can maybe all be on the same page here. It says, place a 5-pick flex entry on April 21st between 12 a.m. And midnight Eastern with players in action on 4/21. So right then and there, everybody that plays has to be today. We can't take players from tomorrow. Only entries that go for 5 will count towards this promotion. So that means pushes will probably be invalid for the 20x promotion. If a player DNPs or ties their projection, the entry is no longer valid for this promotion. Promo and credit entries are valid. The original 10x payout will be displayed initially, and then the boost will be applied as promo funds on 4/22 tomorrow at noon. Max reward for this promotion is $500 in promo funds. So it's going to be promo funds. You can't cash out the extra that you win today, but it's all good, you know? So that's...
So how do you opt in? You just make a 5 flex and that's it?
Yeah, I don't think there's an opt-in or out process. I just think reading that, it kind of just suggests that all of this, any 5 pick works. You just can't win more than 500 extra.
Gotcha.
Makes sense? So chat, we're all on the same page of that. I saw a little confusion in the free Discord. You guys were working on stuff that included tomorrow or whatnot. Now I'll say this. I did not see, and maybe I'll double check, but I have not seen anything that says it has to be NBA, right? So and maybe we need to get some clarity from them, but the way this reads, it just has to be stuff that happens today. There's no, so maybe if you get down on baseball or something like that, you can throw that in there. But perhaps double check with customer support. But based on what I read, it didn't specify that it was solely based on NBA. You know. Anyway, what up, Quint? What up, Dom? Making the flex option. Got it. And I'm a flex guy anyway. Josh don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm lost.
What? How do I? There's an option other than power play. Josh is gonna be so confused. Yeah. Chronic says sounds like as long as the bet is eligible as in place today. Yeah. All right. So it doesn't have to be NBA. Good. All right. Chat's saying it can be any sport. So if you got some leans on baseball tonight, unfortunately, you know, I'd hook you up with all the baseball plays, but most of baseball slate is done. It was all noon stuff. So tonight's games are kind of yucky. I do have nothing in all my actions already locked. I had some Twins, some Yankees. I had a stake in Paul Blackburn over 4 strikeouts. The pitching on tonight's slate that's available is yikes. So I wish I could help you guys out with some baseball stuff, but tonight's baseball options not great. But hey, the basketball options are. So let's jump into it.
Yeah.
The game of the millennium, man. This is probably in going into the playoffs. This was my you guys can Celtics Nets. That's beautiful, cool. Embiid doing whatever he does, cool. For me, I love watching the T-Wolves and the Grizzlies go at it because these have been 2 of the most fun teams to follow all year. Easy to root for. They bring that attitude that we're not supposed to, you think we're not supposed to be here, we think we belong type of attitude. Fast-paced basketball. It's just so much fun to watch. And so far, a couple fun games. The second game was more lopsided than we had hoped for, but that was based on the Grizzlies making some adjustments that you alluded to needed to be made, and that was, you know, minimizing Steven Adams' minutes and adjusting defensively. And basketball is a game of adjustments, and this is where coaches get paid. This is why coaches get paid, is to make these adjustments in the playoffs. We've seen the Celtics make their in-game adjustments, second half, whatnot. So on top of making adjustments, you have to adjust to the adjustments. Can the T-Wolves adjust to the Grizzlies' adjustments from last game? We'll see. They are home up in Minnesota. They are 2-point dogs. We've got a 237 total and a lot to like here. Josh, we want to start with the road team, Memphis Grizzlies, and we'll look at the cover boy, Ja Morant, 28.5 real points as his prop line, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 1.5 threes, and 6 free throws, which is something that's been intriguing in this series. We saw a lot of whistles in that last game, and then we know the T-Wolves were leading the league in free throw attempts allowed because of their high foul propensity. That's based on Karl-Anthony Towns, Jared Vanderbilt being two of the top 3-4 foul guys in the league, and John Morant takes amongst the most field goal attempts in the paint in the league. So although he didn't clear this line last game, it's still something we can game theory into, and then perhaps the favorite option, throw the blanket all over everything. 48 fantasy points is the line for John Morant. I have him right about 50, so it's barely on the O, but it is on the O nonetheless. So talk to me about your game theory, your game script on this one. Are you expecting it to stay competitive? And is there anything on John Morant you like? And then lead me into the rest of what you're targeting for Memphis.
Yeah. They didn't change his fantasy. It's still at 48, so that's always in play. He's just gonna do it all again. I mean, he did almost triple dub that last game, so um, he's gonna have to, have a big game like that again, to, clear that 48. But we've seen him do it all season long. But it is gonna be a sweat, so I get it if you don't want to sweat such a large number. I still think the free throws are in play. I think that last game, the one of the adjustments they made offensively was they wanted to take more threes, and so guys like Zaire Williams and Jaren Jackson, and Bane got a couple threes in there too. They just took more threes, and as a result, Morant was driving and kicking it out instead of in game one. What you saw is Morant was very aggressive and attacking the basket, and going with those shots that I don't know how he gets up. It looks like he's like falling down. He's already down, but then the ball comes out last second and he gets it up. It's crazy, man. That guy's like a acrobat out there. And I also don't understand how his like every bone in his body's not broken at this point, because how many times he hits the ground. But yeah, I mean, with that said, I mean his free throws, they're gonna be live in a close game where, let's say, the Grizzlies are, trailing, or if they're even like barely winning at the end, and then he starts getting fouled for free throws. That's another thing to consider. But if they're also like, if they're on the losing end, he's gonna start to take over and then start attacking the paint and be very aggressive. So I do like the free throws. It's not really juiced that much compared to his other lines. All his other lines got juiced, his assists, his rebounds. So I'm gonna lean more free throws and then probably his fantasy. And then yeah, I think Memphis. So I was listening and reading some stuff on them. It sounds like Steven Adams got the start last game because it was kind of an honorary thing to do to the vet. Jenkins has respect for Steven Adams, and he wasn't gonna do him dirty and just like, I'd be like, okay, you're not starting. We're gonna start Clark and Jackson in the front court. So he could do the same thing today. He could start Adams as an honorary thing. Let him get a little bit of run in the first quarter, but then they might just go back to the Jaren Jackson Clark front court, and then rotate in Tillman some more. Let's see if we get Tillman props though. But yeah, Jaren Jackson, his fantasy points is in play. They only juiced it up by 1 at 32. If he's gonna play a lot of minutes at the 5 again. And then Clark, yeah, they juiced him quite a bit. He was at 22 last game fantasy points, and now he's at 26. That's going to be pushing it right on the edge, especially if he gets in foul trouble and starts to lose minutes to Tillman. I do like him though. That's that. We're gonna have to think about that some more and compare the projections on that. And I really wanted to get on some Tyus Jones props, but they juiced it a lot. Because he is becoming a key rotation piece in the playoffs. Taylor Jenkins is interestingly running him side by side with Morant with a 2-guard point guard rotation unit. And Tyus has been just killing it when he comes in off the bench. But I was kind of hoping we get the same price tag what we were getting with Dragic. He was going to kind of be like a Dragic key play today. Where you get that like mid 15 fantasy point range, but they juiced him up all the way near 20, man. That stinks. I mean, it makes sense though. He's been so effective.
Yeah, he has, and we can't even say that he's getting there in full on garbage run because he wasn't on the court for the cleanup crew last game. That
Yeah.
was D'Anthony Melton, Jared Culver, Concher,
Mhm.
Tillman, and Zaire. So there will be a Tillman discussion. We talk about the lack of Steven Adams, and maybe we can give Tillman. Or we can be a little hesitant on trusting Tillman being a 20-minute player,
Yeah.
but I'm with you on Tyus Jones. He's been pretty doggone active, and he's played alongside John Morant a little bit, right? A little bit.
Yep.
So perhaps we're leaving some minutes on the table at 16. Maybe he gets a little bit more if the game stays competitive. Do want to answer a question in chat. Fish was asking, what scoring system does Underdog use? So it looks like they use the exact same scoring system. And if you guys aren't familiar with Underdog is, they have it's a fantasy sports site, maybe more known for their best ball drafts and their draft style stuff. But they also have a pick'em game as well, kind of like PrizePicks, where you can put together several props, and for them, you can actually get up to 20x your picks every day, no promo. And today we launched a partnership with Underdog. So some of you guys that were in the free Discord or in the RunDFS.com Discord are on here, and you just want to make sure that everything's the same. Well, they have John Morant at 46.35 fantasy points, Josh. And their scoring is FanDuel scoring. So if you
Wait, they have him at what?
46.35. Now I don't know how .35 gets there, but from what I'm looking at, it's the exact same scoring as PrizePicks and FanDuel. You're getting 3 for steals and blocks, a buck a point, assists are 1.5, rebounds are 1.2. So if you guys, just like if you're sports betting, you should have accounts on a couple different books. Shop the best lines. We're getting charged 49 fantasy points for John Morant on PrizePicks, right? 48. You get a little bit of a discount over here. And if you guys don't have an account on Underdog, well, guess what? Because of our partnership, you get a similar benefit that we have. If you sign up over there, you get double your first deposit using code GUNDACKER. There's a link in the description below. So maybe if we're on, in a lot of the props that we are lit 1-to-1, we can transfer them from site to site. So if you're on some props and you get a better line on one site than the other, hey, why not shoot at both? And if you haven't been on Underdog, you get extra playing money today with that deposit bonus. So, yeah, you sound like you just had a revelation.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt your thing there.
You said what? I heard what?
Yeah. I open up the board, and this is the first time I'm looking at it since my research last night, and I see props and that I expect to be something, and it's different. But yeah, Jordan Poole 3.5 assists. You gotta be kidding me.
Okay,
That's too low, dude.
Yeah. No, I think any assists under 5 for the Warriors with that death squad and how they just pass the ball until someone's open.
Yeah,
you just accidentally get an assist in that one.
Yeah, you get an assist. You get an assist.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's make a list here going on Memphis, and let me scroll down a little bit in my notepad. So do we want to do John Morant? I guess I'll have. Do you want to take a shot on the fantasy points?
Yeah, I mean, you can in a card. I mean, it's Morant, man. He's gonna fill the line. What do you think?
So I was thinking I'd write down fantasy points and free throws, and then I'll put Underdog cheaper FPS. Matter of fact, let's they have him at 29.5 real points, whereas PrizePicks have him at 28.5. So that's kind of weird for him to be less on the fantasy points over there, but higher on the real points. They have him at 6.5 rebounds. We get him at 6. How are his props, like his individual props, points and rebounds higher, but the fantasy points are lower? His assists are 8. That's about the same.
Turnovers?
Maybe it's turnovers, but that's the same on both sides, right? So, and then what's the PRA? That's the big difference. It's 43.5. So the PRA is about the same. But anyway, so I'll jot down John Morant fantasy points, and then like on the fringe area, I'll put in free throws. just because all year we have been targeting that. I think if we look at the last two games, free throw wise, he had 20 in the first game, it's 4 in the last one, and in that last one he probably at least 5 to 8 minutes on the table because of the competitive nature. So yeah, I'll take a shot on John Morant fantasy points here, making this list.
And then Jaren Jackson, do you want to go with his free throws again, or fantasy, or potentially his block steal prop?
Okay.
Or fade.
32. So, I mean, one of the benching Adams. What did that mean for Jaren Jackson? Right, more minutes.
Yeah.
At the 5, he played 26 minutes. Probably leaves another 5 out there. He's another guy. If he gets to 30 minutes, he's likely gonna be well over a point per minute, especially with his block potential. Again, my projection is pretty close to what they got. I got him at 34 fantasy points, so it is on the cusp. And again, we do target free throws against the T-Wolves. Because he's definitely going to cross up with Cat and Jared Vanderbilt. So I'm kind of thinking about that one. It wouldn't be a core click or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I do like the thought of that. 4 and 5 free throw attempts the last two games on 24 and 27
he would have
minutes.
cleared it. Yeah, he would have cleared the last game, but he just went 2 of 4 on the line. So
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind. And then he probably also left some minutes on the table last game for the blowout and the game before because of foul trouble. So I'm going to put JJJ, FPS, free throws. And I don't mind the blocks and steals because if he's going to get his fantasy point prop, it's more than likely because he has like 4 blocks, right?
yeah.
But they priced him at 3.
Yeah, we got taxed. I think on the sports books, I think it's at 2.5. I mean, but yeah, you got to worry about scorekeepers, and it is in Minnesota, so just something to think about because you're going to be sweating. That's a lot to sweat. You got to sweat, 4 stocks.
Okay. Yeah, no, so far not like a big gap between my projections and
No, man, they really tightened the screws on Memphis. All their props. I'm trying to find an edge and gap on all these guys, and I can't find one right now.
I have Brandon Clark at about 31 fantasy points on 26 minutes.
Yeah.
They have him at 26, so there's a +5. Clark was, us acting on the potential lack of Steven Adams last game. He possibly also could have benefited from a few more fourth quarter minutes, right? They basically threw in the towel with the halfway through the fourth quarter. So I guess theoretically Brandon Clark maybe could have got to 24, 25 minutes and then a little stronger performance on those numbers. But yeah, I'm with you. So far, not a giant gap on specific props. So
what about Tyus? Is there anything like could you get on his 4 assists or his fantasy? Oh man, they juiced his fantasy though.
I'll tell you what, these are all based on full games. We can maybe try and find some edge in the first half. Tyus Jones, first half minutes, just like a half the second quarter, the end of the first quarter, so probably not enough there to want to get too crazy with. Jaren Jackson Jr., decent run in the first. Yeah, I think, I don't think there's any like first half splits either to tack on here. So
Okay.
Maybe we'll circle back.
Yeah.
I will say I have Tyus Jones right now at 15 fantasy points on 15 minutes, but I wouldn't be stunned if he got to 20 minutes. And I think he can be a point per minute based on his style of play that he brings to the table. So let's let that simmer. Chat, if you got some favorite Memphis props, share it with the class. We'll look into it a little bit more. And then let's discuss Minnesota, the T-Wolves. They'll look to bounce back. I got to believe, the spirit animal of the Timberwolves back at home. And to their credit, hey, blowout's a blowout, but they went and stole one on the road, right? That's pretty big. So I like them to try to adjust to the adjustments. And Patrick Beverley's the guy, right? Patrick Beverley's the spirit animal here. Again, just a 26 fantasy point prop on him. Last game, he ended up logging 29 minutes, probably leaves 5-6 minutes on the table. Right now, I have Beverly about 32 fantasy points, so I do get about a 6-point margin of difference here. You know he's going to be heavily emotional. I do like his two blocks and steals being offered as well. He's a guy that his blocks and steals will be correlated with his success at that fantasy point line. However, I do think 26 is low enough that I could see him getting there on like 7-8 assists and points, and then he's an underrated rebounder. I'll give him that, right? So I'm gonna nominate 26 fantasy points as maybe the first talking point. But let that lead into your thoughts on the rest of the T-Wolves. Do you like Patrick Beverley, and what do you like? What don't you like on the board for the T-Wolves?
Yeah, I like Pat Bev. I'm totally with you on his potential of being at home. And then so guys like D'Lo and Anthony Edwards, their offense is obviously going to be really needed today. D'Lo, man, is he struggling in this series? He's shooting bad, so he's just could be in a shooter slump. But two, if you watch the game film, they're really pushing him away from the basket and as far out of the perimeter as they can, and just making it really hard for him to find a shot, a good open shot. So he's taken a lot of tough shots, and that could be a big reason why his field goal percentage is so bad in the series. I think in the two games, if I can remember correctly, he's like 9 of 25 total, which is obviously not good. But maybe he's due some positive regression, and he, bounces back today, being at home. His prop is the lowest I've seen it at 16.5. People are smashing the over on that in the books. Because it's well below his season average. I think his season average is around 18.5. But maybe it's just a bad matchup for him when Dylan Brooks switches on him and has more length and can keep him out on that edge and perimeter. So it's going to be more mid tier, but you definitely consider it in this pace of game and implied total. The one I like the most is probably Anthony Edwards. His points have not moved. It's at 23.5, but the sports books have him at 24.5. So we're getting a 1-point discount still on PrizePicks. I don't know what Underdog has him at, but 23.5. He was super passive in game 2. He did not attack the basket like he did in game 1. I expect that to change today. I think Finch will tell him, look, you need to get back to attacking. Even if Memphis changed up their switching and they're switching more onto him. With guys like Clark and Tillman being out there now, being able to switch, he still has to be aggressive. He can't just live from the 3-point line. So I do like his 23.5 points. And his 3-point prop is always live. The guy's going to take 10 plus threes a game. I'd probably target those two for him. And then Cat, man, you're gonna have to talk me on to Cat because I never feel good clicking on him because you don't know what you're gonna get. I was listening to some beat writers, and it just sounds like Minnesota fans and beat writers in general just don't like this guy. They loved how like phenomenal basketball player he is, but he never owns up to like making mistakes after games. He'll blame like the fouls, like, oh, I need to show my hands more, but maybe the refs just don't see him. I don't know why. Like he just doesn't own up to like, okay, yeah, I gotta stop fouling, man. I gotta stop making these mistakes. And and he'll just kind of disappear in games where he'll just go passive and not aggressive at all. And so you never know what Cat you're gonna get. Maybe you have a better read on him today.
No, I really don't. I think Memphis all year long has been a really good defense, and they're one of their best defenders. It has been Steven Adams, but he is a mismatch here because of his lateral quickness not quite being what he needs to be against Cat. But I'm with you. He was able to play some bully ball in game 1. They made the adjustments, and it comes down, do the T-Wolves have a follow-up adjustment, or do they decide, hey, we just don't win with Cat here. We let Edwards and D-Russ be the offense. Maybe Malik Beasley get a couple extra shots, something like that. And I think that's possible too. It's kind of a chess match, but it's a super fast chess match because of the pace they run, which makes it's such captivating television. So I would be kind of hesitant on most of these cat lines. Maybe the cat free throws or something like that. He is a guy that's going to still be involved, right? Double digit shot attempts is going to be a thing. Took 18 shot attempts game 1, 7 in game 2, leaves 12 minutes on the table probably, and he got to the free throw line. He has gotten 5 or more free throws last couple games, hits at a good clip in terms of field goal percentage. So maybe 6 free throws if we really want to sweat a guy going against a happy Jaren Jackson Jr. or something like that. I don't mind that, but I understand the cause for concern and the hesitancy that you have here. 46 fantasy points, with that said, is really, really low. And Cat, I have him at almost 57 fantasy points. He's one of these guys that are on average well above a point per minute producer, like 1.2 on the court with Edwards and D-Russ. So 1.2 times 40, you do the math. It's going to spell the over. In this case, it just comes down to, do you respect the defense? Do you respect this team to make some adjustments? So I could live with the fantasy point prop as a bet. I could live with the free throw prop, but I could also see neither one of those being core plays for us tonight. But we can correlate that, and we can make some correlated cards. And that was something I saw in the comments today. People were asking, how do you choose what lines to put in a card and stuff like that? And I've been preaching correlation, especially for baseball. If you're going to be high on X guy's assists, and in this case, not specifically to today, but just as an example, if you like D'Angelo Russell's assist, then you should like an Anthony Edwards or Karl Towns points. Then you could put that together. So if you thought that this was going to be more of a scoring night for one of the guards, then yeah, maybe you'd be a little light on Cat's points. But I still think he's a do-it-all kind of guy for fantasy to still kind of get there. But I don't think he's going to make the top list, the core list. Do you think Edwards is going to make the core list? You mentioned these 3 threes. Yeah. I do think that's one of the more intriguing ones, because he does let it fly from behind the arc. 10, 11, 11. I mean, it's let her rip. So if he's gonna take 10 to 15 shots from behind the arc, 3 in this pace with what's at stake is something I can get behind. It is a little it can push, and that push might disqualify your 5 for 5s if you're trying to chase that 20x. But I could get behind that just out of curiosity. What has Underdog got on Anthony Edwards? I guess they don't offer threes.
They have him at 24.5 points too, though, like the books.
They have him at 24.5 points. They have D-Russ at 17.5.
Oh, okay.
Yo,
so we're getting a discount on D-Lo and Ant points then.
Here's a fun one. You could bet steals specifically on Underdog. You can also bet turnovers.
Yeah, that's common in books too.
Ooh, that sounds fun. I could get behind that. Oh man, I'm gonna love our little partnership with Underdog. Chat, if you don't know what we're talking about, get on Underdog. Hey, if you're in the free Discord and you send myself or Danielle a screenshot that you've signed up using our code, we'll have a custom role in the Discord. No major perks other than like a color change, but it's a little badge. So, extra incentive to do that. I just heard a bear growl in my ear. Michelle and Matt to Starkey, appreciate that sub. So yeah, dude, this is fun. I like that they're offering different lines, right? So we can still kind of stay in the same area. And I love the turnovers, and I would like to get on some steals for Patrick Beverley. They don't have that. They do them at 1.5 turnovers. So we're gonna have to really do some digging on that. That sounds fun. All right. So, favorite number 1 overall T-Wolves prize pick line?
Pat Bev, fantasy probably, and then Anthony Edwards, and then D'Lo.
All right. So I'm gonna put Beverly. Is Beverly fantasy points? Are we doing fantasy points for everyone or?
No. I think with Ant, you want to do points or 3-point made, and same for D'Lo. D'Lo's pretty low at 2 threes made. I mean, he's due for a bounce back. He's got to start. I feel like the threes are going to start falling for him at home.
Yeah, I like that D-Russ threes as well. This is a T-Wolves offense that will I said office. This is a T-Wolves offense that will let it rip. On the regular season, the Timberwolves scored the most points per game via the three ball. So having their highest usage, highest minute, highest shot volume guys at 2 and 3 three-pointers, that's really, really fun. So I like that call. D-Russ threes. And you said you want Edwards threes or points?
I want points first because I think he's going to be aggressive and I think he's going to attack the basket tonight. And then 3 points second on like a rank order.
All right, cool. Any tertiary options like Beasley or first half, anything like that, pique your interest?
I guess, like you said, free throws for Cat, free throws for Ant. If he's aggressive, they still have him only at 3.5. And if he's gonna be attacking the paint on guys like Jaren. He only went I think he only went to the charity strike once last game in game 2, and like I said, I think a big part of that was just he was very passive in that game, and he admitted it. So
yeah, okay. So that is game 1, man. I feel like I expected us to walk away with like 20 props from our favorite game.
Juice, man, they know. Vegas knows.
They know. All right, honestly, what does this game? Can this game blow out and rob us of a fourth? And then we were like, why didn't we take first half props?
Yeah. I mean, I think it all depends on Cat again. If he doesn't show up, man. And they got to be better on the glass. So yeah, game 1 they were T-Wolves were really good on the glass, out rebounded them, and then game 2 they got absolutely destroyed. And which makes sense because on the season Memphis has been one of the best rebounding teams in the league, especially on the offensive glass. So it's going to come down to rebounding and Cat.
I don't get paid to say this, but god dang, it's this blue raz bang so tasty.
Oh, I like that one too, man.
It's so good.
You're making me thirsty, bro.
Bro, I just got two cases of black cherry vanilla. I'm about to start adding some cases of blue raz, man. Start cycling through. That is tasty, man.
It is, man. It's good. Did you see any first half props you like for the T-Wolves, by the way, in case of the blowout?
Yeah, I'm scrolling through now. I'm always hesitant to trust Cat. I will say they leashed him in that first game, man. They let him play with some foul problems. But through and through,
he is very efficient in the first half usually.
They got. Let's see. Let's just look at early minutes for Beverly. So that last game, Beverly played 11 and 19. So he played about 20 minutes in the first half in that last game. That's Patrick Beverly. The game prior, he got 2 quick fouls. Echo. Gosh darn it. Stop it. 8 minutes and 8 minutes. So about 17 to 20 minutes in the first half, the last 2 games for Patrick Beverly. He's at a 13 fantasy point prop. If we chopping that in half, it's kind of close, but if you think he could be a point per minute and you don't trust the fourth quarter, maybe he's somebody you can sweat a little expeditiously.
Sure.
But that's all I got for T-Wolves. But I mean, that's right in line with our favorite full game prop. And then for the Memphis side, I was hoping they'd be like, I don't want to say dumb enough, but generous enough to give us Adams props so we can bet the unders again. But they didn't. They did not do that.
Dude, I was so surprised. Went back on social media and went through all the industry, and across the industry, everyone was just so surprised that he played 3 minutes. I don't get it, man. I thought it was obvious. It was right there in the writing on the wall.
Tell us don't watch game film, you weirdo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You're like dissecting game film like you're.
Yeah, people. Yeah, touts in the industry is more concerned about ownership projections,
Yeah,
models.
it's the game of DFS, which and that's
Yeah.
not wrong. But yes, you are on a different level when it comes to studying game film. Like you're in the analytics department of the opposing team, bro. It's but that's why we like you weirdo.
I should get hired by the teams, right?
I mean you meme it, but I mean that's all those nerds in front offices got there.
Yeah.
They're just doing
Yeah.
this. So if you ever want to stop being a neuroscientist at
Hey.
Stanford,
Yeah,
Stan
I'm
is it
down.
Stan or Stanford? M or
Stanford.
M? Stanford.
Yeah, and oh man, I'd be down, man. That would be my other dream job for sure.
Bro, how long did you have to go to college just to be like? And you would just throw it all away just to go watch
I know,
basketball
right?
film.
So much years of school.
Golly.
Get my PhD and then just say, "Oh, yep, I'm going to MBA."
Couldn't do it. All right, let's. I mean, I couldn't. I literally couldn't do it. That would bore me to tears. But hey, man, you do you. You do you. Let me move on.
Yeah.
While myself and the rest of us science master's degree holders, we just want to gamble and get rich off of $10 parlays, bro.
Let's get it.
Mavericks at the Utah Jazz, your next game. So it looks like, and we referenced NBC Sports Edge depth chart. God dang, bro. He literally just got sick from the thought of a Dallas and Utah game. You just hate to see it. But referencing NBC Sports Edge and their depth chart, this is a really good page to have bookmarked, by the way, if you don't. Says, and this is from today, Woj said there's, quote, still significant pessimism on Luka's availability. Certainly seems like Luka's stats is trending in the right direction for this update. In fact, Luka said he was feeling great, blah, blah, blah. So, significant pessimism is a really cute way to say probably doubtful, but I guess we don't truly know. But I think from this far out, we'd have to make a stance. You good, Josh? Did this game just make you puke your brains out?
Yeah, I thought about walking away, man. No, you made me thirsty with that bang talk, so I had to get something to drink.
Oh, okay. Well, Mavs play the Jazz here, so let's talk about the Jazz side. We know what we're getting with the Jazz tonight. We probably know what we're getting with the Dallas side, but looking at the Mavs here, I think Rudy Gobert fantasy points is something I've seen in our Discord quite a bit today. He has a fantasy point prop at a line that I see right in front of my face. Here we go, 37 fantasy points. And that's actually something he has not cleared in the two games so far against Dallas.
It's been so consistent. Look at his stat line. Both games look like mirror images of each other. It's like 33 fantasy points both games, 17 rebounds both games. That's crazy.
I have him for 47 fantasy points, so it is one of the biggest gaps and biggest discrepancies between my projections and PrizePicks. But I think I think we understand that there has been a little bit of frustration from a viewer and Rudy Gobert standpoint where he's not getting fed the ball. And it's not like he was a 10, 12 shot attempt guy during the regular season anyway, but one field goal attempt in game one, 5 field goal attempts in game two. You'd like to see that give you a fighter's chance at double-double potential, right? 10-plus fantasy points. So a lot of his fantasy points is going to be grunt work. Rebounds, 17 in both of the first two games. Blocks are there. Maybe an assist or two with the kickouts. The turnovers are kind of ridiculous for as little as he's fed the ball. But I do, for what it's worth, the algorithm that I coded does like Gobert for the over on his fantasy points. So I wouldn't talk anyone off of that ledge. I just wish I could trust his field goal attempts to be a little bit higher. On the high end of fantasy point projections, Donovan Mitchell has a 44 fantasy point line on PrizePicks. I got them about 51, so I am getting some overs. Now, this is the game in Utah, so we're going to talk about altitude in the Denver game, but Utah has altitude as well, and people don't really think about that when they start dissecting the Utah games. And also, and that's one of the reasons why Utah has been one of the toughest home teams in the league for forever, but the last couple years as well. So this is a tough road spot for the Mavs without Luka. Right now, the Mavs are 7.5-point dogs, and I do think this could get out of control. Especially if Luka gets officially rolled out, and kudos to the Mavs for hanging in there in game one, or game two, and stealing one. But man, Utah at home has been a different beast for a while. So I do kind of want to focus on maybe first half props if we want to, if you agree with that, first of all, and secondly, talk to me about the Jazz and what you are targeting. Overall, though, this is just low, dreadful pace basketball. And we're lucky to see 200 points get scored. Game one, we did not see 200 points get scored. Game two was 110 to 104, so a few more shots did fall. But at best, we're getting slow pace and probably low scoring basketball. What stood out to you on the Utah side? And talk to me about the propensity of a blowout. Do you also think that this game could get out of control?
Yeah. It could, but if you talk to one of friends of our program, Jake, who's a big Utah fan, he'll tell you that no lead is safe for the Jazz. We've seen them just like the Warriors this season, get big leads in the fourth and then blow it. So there's still room there, if to play starters with the big lead just out of that fear, because they have been burned so many times this season, giving up those leads. But Mavs shot lights out last game. So game one, they struggled from three, and then game two, Maxi Pad came out and said before the game, he said he went up to Finney. He said, "Finney, I'm gonna chuck it from three, bro." Exact quote what he said. and Finney was like, all right. He's like, let's all do it. And that's what they did. Finney took 9 threes.
Wait, hold on, is that real or is that just some like
it's real. It's
okay
real. It's real. I mean, I might have butchered the quote, but he did say, I'm gonna chuck it, or I'm gonna take a lot of threes, bro, or something like that. And yeah,
Maxi Kleber uses the word bro quite a bit.
Yeah, he uses the word bro. Yeah. And he shot 8 of 11. So he came through on his words. Obviously he's not going to shoot like that again. That's ridiculous. 72, what is that? What, around 72, 73% from the 3 line. So yeah, they had a lot of threes that game, and that's what they're gonna need again today. So you're just banking that they shoot well from 3 again, to keep this game close. Yeah, and Brunson shot lights out from 3 too. And big reason why he had a big career game, especially career playoff game. Yeah, so with that said, I mean, I think you can still trust Bojan and Gobert for their normal run. I think Jake was saying, with their rotation, it's really solidified and in place. I think Conley got in foul trouble that game 2, which kind of murked things up a little bit on the rotation and hurt his production big time. But I thought probably just stick with Gobert and Bojan. Gobert for his rebound or his 2.5 block steal, and then Bojan for his real points. And then for the Mavs, man, what do we do with Brunson? Does he have another big game, and do we just go this fantasy due to his amount of minutes played and usage?
I probably lean fantasy. I have him at 44. Now we were well on the over last game, and he smoked it a lot. 40 is up there. I still have him clearing the 40 straight up, but yeah, it would. If he's clearing 40, it is probably correlated with a lot of real points. Do we need him to score over half of his fantasy points via the real point Maybe, maybe not. 8 boards, 5 assists. The game prior, 7 boards, 5 assists. So I'll probably throw a blanket over the fantasy points as well. But that's another one of those spots where is he going to get every inch of that fourth quarter like he got in that last game, or do we think about first half props and hope that he's running and gunning, or maybe the second half brings the higher sense of urgency? So I probably lean fantasy because I'm a big fan of throwing blankets over stuff. He also has a 2 3-point prop, which if they are going to be playing from behind, he hit 6 in that last game. I do also think that you mentioned the Mike Conley foul trouble. Yeah, that played a big part. He missed all of the second half of the first quarter, pretty much all of the third quarter, outside of like 5 minutes. So he got to see a little bit more Jordan Clarkson defense, a little bit more Donovan Mitchell defense. So that probably did play a big role in Brunson able to take advantage of scoring. So maybe he ran a little bit good in that regard. However, if there's no Luka, Jalen Brunson is the heartbeat here. So I'm probably gonna go after that fantasy point prop. I wish I had more than a 4 fantasy point lean there. What does Underdog have for Jalen Brunson? They have him at. They don't have a fantasy point prop for him. They have him at 24.5 real points, 5.5 assists, 36.5 PRA. So I do like. I don't know. Do we expect blocks and steals? We probably don't expect blocks, right? A couple steals last game, but that's not a normal part of his game. What do I got projected as PRA for Jalen Brunson? I got Brunson at 34 PRA. They have him at 33.5, so I'm like right there on the over. So his PRA is actually higher on PrizePicks. On Underdog, they have him at 36.5 PRA, whereas on PrizePicks, I'm looking at 33.5. So again, inequities or deficiencies from site to site. If you're looking for more value, maybe we take the PRA, but I'd probably just go ahead and gamble on a pickpocket or two for Brunson to get there. So I'll take the fantasy. I want fantasy or 3 points. What do you think? You think the 3 is low enough to sweat?
It is. I was on it since game 1. But he took like only like 3 or 4 threes that game for some reason. And then they decided to come out and chuck it game 2.
Let me double check on. Let's look at this run for Brunson opposite mostly not Mike Conley. So that would be in the third quarter is what we're really looking at. So in the third quarter, Brunson scored 10 points, hit 2 of 4 threes, and then he also had a big stretch in the second quarter against not Mike Conley, and in that stretch we saw 1 for 3 or 1 for 2 on 3, and then Brunson 0 for 2. So it did benefit, but it's not the core cause, but it is a benefit. So I'm kind of thinking 2 threes is a little low.
Okay. Jazz, since they shoot so many threes, teams try to match it and keep up with that because you can't match threes with 2s.
Right, and if you're me, you're thinking it's
Gobert.
Well, not that. It's a lopsided game. If the Mavs are going to be playing down 10-15, they're going to have to chalk threes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not scoring in the paint much anyway against Gobert.
Yeah. Hey, I noticed something with Clarkson. He plays more minutes in the first half in both of these games.
Well, I think there's probably a correlation in that last game with Mike Conley fouls in that second quarter. But
yeah, I thought so. But he ended up only gaining like 3 extra minutes in the second quarter. He played the entire second quarter because of Conley's foul trouble. But if you go to the game before that, he played.
I got about 11 minutes in the first half of the game prior.
Yeah. So that's majority of his run because he only plays 19 minutes. 11 minutes. So I'm thinking I was trying to get like an edge on the first half with him.
So we have him at 9.5 fantasy points first half. He'll probably be a point per minute guy. Yeah, I could get down with that.
Yeah, I mean, let's project him. Let's say like he plays
20 minutes normally with Conley not in foul trouble. Yeah, he's going to play probably, looks like he's going to play a little over half, probably 11, 12 minutes, over half of his minutes in the first half. Okay.
All right, I'll put that on the list.
Okay.
Let me look. I'm gonna go pick like a random game in the regular season, and just kind of see if that was a thing.
Yeah, his fourth quarter rotation, it looks very tight, consistent.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I went and found a Celtics game. Conley, Mitchell, Pascal played, but so does Gobert. So for the most part,
Was Clarkson in? Or I mean, was Conley playing?
yeah, Conley was playing, and Conley does do this thing where it's like a burp in the second quarter. He'll close the first. So
And the fourth quarter too. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it is consistent. Anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes in the first half. So I can get down with that. Let's jot. So Jordan Clarkson fantasy points or
Yeah.
Okay, not real points, just fantasy.
What's the real point of that?
6.5.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take the fantasy. I'll take the fantasy.
Yeah, because he has assist potential too at times. So
Okay, all right. Lit.
I can't believe we spent this much time on a Jazz Mavs game.
It's 3 games, bro.
I know, but this game.
How do we always go over on time too, man? I swear. Like we used to cram like 8 games into a 50-minute show.
Crazy to think about, yeah.
And now, so Underdog has Jordan Clarkson 12.5 points for the full game, 6.5 PRA for the full game. So I don't know, it is what it is. All right, let's talk about the last game. Before we do that, take a pause for the cause. Let you guys know if you guys want access to my projections for NBA tonight. Also, the full-on prop detector. It is behind the paywall at RunDFS.com. Click VIP memberships at RunDFS.com. Get yourself signed up. If you don't want to open up the wallet, hey, that's cool too. Go to the free Discord. Link to that's in the description below. The fam's always chopping up their picks. Sometimes I would say if we get 100 likes, we'll share some love. But I don't think we're getting 100 likes. The views are and we only got 46 likes, so I don't know if we'll get a like goal. But I think we can make it a habit to share the prop detector in the YouTube member channel in the free Discord. So you can. That means there's 2 paid ways to get to it. Behind the paywall at RunDFS.com, which will also unlock the baseball content and the voice chats, and then for I think $5 is a month is the cheapest sub, the membership right here on the YouTube channel. When you do that, jump in the free Discord. There's a link. You can link your Discord account with your YouTube account, and when you do that, you'll be able to access these members only channels. And then in the NBA or the YouTube member PrizePicks channel, where you see there's like 10 to 12 of you guys in there, maybe we'll post it in there. I think we'll probably just post it in there like every day that we do coverage for the heck of it. But some of these days we'll do some like goals when you guys are bringing that super hot fire. I'm not a rapper. That's the plug. Also, I guess third plug on the Underdog promo.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm really going to explore comparing the lines on Underdog and PrizePicks today. There are some differences. A lot of it is linear, but there are some differences. So we can, we can get the best value for stuff that we're on, like the Ja Morant fantasy points. And the 20x of 5 pick is every day. It's not just a promo. Thank you, babe. I got water. Did you get a water or no? Why you got that poop eating grin? Did you hear what I said? Why are you so quiet right now?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What the?
I thought you were talking to Danny, bro.
Oh no! I was like, did you get a water? And then I looked over and you just got this dumb grin on your face, like you got a shot of vodka or something.
No,
I didn't get a water.
I totally thought you were talking to Danny, man. I'm sitting here thinking, like, is he talking to me? That's why I was smiling. I was like, I don't know, man.
You talking to me, huh?
Yeah, you talking to me, bro?
Talking to me? All right, let's talk about the main event. Your Golden State Warriors against the Denver Nuggets. The MVP candidate Nikola Jokic trying to top with Joel
my
Embiid.
MVP.
Not your Joel Embiid?
No, Jokic.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's racist,
Yeah.
but I mean,
What? How's
I mean,
it racist? Not
it's-
saying not my MVP, Jokic.
yeah,
No,
it's a joke. Anything's racist. I mean, hey, shout out to Embiid for that game winner, though.
Man, he made two crucial baskets at the end there.
We got
From
a
range, too.
2-point spread in favor of your Golden State Warriors. Going in the altitude of Denver. Denver, another solid team that at home they tend to play a little bit better. Nikola Jokic, it's now or never. Talk to me about the Warriors first of all. You had a aha revelation moment when you saw that Jordan Poole's assist was at 2.5 or something, 3.5 assist. So we'll let that do the talking. Jordan Poole's been starting. 3.5 is a really, really low line. We're going to add that to the list. Talk to me about Jordan Poole and talk to me about the Warriors that you're targeting for this one.
Yeah, I mean, Steph is going to play more minutes today than he's been playing. That makes me like Poole's assists even more. I think people would be like, oh, well, Steph's going to eat into his usage and everything like that. No, I mean, Poole, he's carved out his role in this unit, and I can't wait to see this new Poole. They're calling it different names. They haven't solidified a name for this unit, but right now it's just like the new death lineup or pool party. But yeah, you have Poole, Steph, Clay, Dre, and Wiggins in the starting five. And yeah, they're just going to keep increasing the minutes for that lineup because that will be like their go-to lineup when stuff hits the fan. And they need points offensively. So yeah, it'll be the core lineup. I mean, that's so much shooting potential all around. I mean, Wiggins can make threes too. So the ball's just, it's the Warriors. The ball's gonna rotate. It's gonna move constantly. So all these guys have assist potential. But Poole's just gonna have the ball in his hands a lot. He's gonna handle the ball a lot. And 3.5 assists. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite props of the day. I know he's burned some of our friends of the program in the past with his assists, but I think it was like around 5 at that time. But 3.5 with all the shooters that he's going to have around. Yeah, I like it. And then you can still consider his points. His 22.5 is pretty low. And yeah, maybe he takes a little less threes today with Steph getting more minutes. But yeah, he's gonna chuck it from 3. So his 3-point prop's always live too. He's just such a mismatch for the Nuggets. Nuggets have been so bad against versatile, quick guards like Poole. So yeah, I like him again today, even though Steph is getting more run. And then yes, Steph. I like his 3-point shooting better at home. He catches fire, but I mean it's always live. It's Steph. Just takes 1 quarter where he can go off. So his 3-point prop is pretty low for him at 3.5. And then, yeah, Wiggins, I think you could consider if you want a really low prop is 1.5 assists, just for the same reasons I went over with that ball rotation and all the shooters in this lineup. And his rebounds, they juiced it a little bit. Okay, it opened at 5, now it's at 5.5. He's been crashing the glass really hard. And especially with Looney playing less minutes and kind of being phased out, he should continue to work the glass. So you could consider that too with his 1.5 assist. And then Draymond, yes, fantasy points, it's always live. It's playoff Dre. So you're down with that. Just got to stay out of foul trouble and not get ejected. I hope I didn't speak that into existence. But yeah, I guess, and then we can talk Nuggets after get your input or.
Yeah. 1.5 free throws made for Klay Thompson. Oh my God! Can we draw one foul? Can we get a technical foul from Jokic and get
take the tech fouls? Yeah, if Steph's not out there, yeah.
That is oh my God, it's so temptingly low.
Yeah.
But no, I trust fairly everything you say about the Warriors. I was going to ask your thoughts on maybe going after some unders on Kevin Looney. He didn't touch the court in the fourth quarter in that last game. Not sure if he would have if the game was more competitive. That death lineup picked up a lot of hype, and we look at game one against the Nuggets as well, and Looney again didn't touch the fourth quarter or touched the court in the fourth quarter. Again, the end of that game kind of a blowout. So maybe it's one of those spots. If we were going to look at Looney props, we look at like second half under, first half whatever. Yeah. But it is such a not great spot, and using Draymond as your 5 is the plan. But I don't know that we're getting a comfortable click on the under on Looney right now. We're looking at 12 fantasy points, full game under. Man, that's hard. They also met at half a block and steal, and that's something he has not accomplished in this series yet. Although on the season, Looney has let's see, Kevin Looney. I don't even have him in the projected starting lineup, but he's gonna start, right? He's gonna get sacrificed. He averaged about half a steal, half a block a game on the season. But okay, yeah, that was just like the thinking about this death lineup, making waves and taking over. Yeah. But I'm in agreement with you for the most part. Hey, Bing Bong.
Rich Fan 0073 super chatted $20. Damn gun, only a bottle of water.
I don't know what else can I incentivize you guys. All I'm saying is I could chug a bottle of water pretty doggone fast, like really fast.
Like you getting pressure or peer pressure to do something?
No, I was just trying to be a scumbag content creator and whore myself out for likes. So I said 90, and this is when we had like 110 viewers. I was like 90 likes, I'll chug a bottle of water. But now we got 140 plus. So maybe 100 likes and I'll just chuck it. But who cares about a bowl? Hey, but shout out to Fish for that $20 dono. Also, shout out to Brad Martin for subbing to the channel. Brad said, how many do you think Morant scores today? You mean like real points?
24.
24 specifically because it's 24 and a half. Is that what you were getting at there? I can let's see, I can tell you what the projections say. We did have John Morant fantasy points written down as one of them, but Morant. So I have Morant projected for 50 fantasy points, 23.3 real points, 7 rebounds, almost 7 assists, 37 on the PRA, and then 1.7 3-point made, and his prop line is 1.5. So can he make 1.51? Maybe. It's the only 6'6". Like, chug it, you scumbag, says Brian C. Hey man, I gotta get the likes, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got we gotta whore ourselves for likes. At least 40, Brad. Yeah. Poole, Steph, and Clay all shoot over 90% from the free throw line. Yeah, Josh. But I do think Clay is like their designated tech shooter, but he's gonna be on the court. Yeah, 76ers about to sweep the Raptors, says Arizona Drama. Where's Raj and his team getting spanked? Raj is being disco. Oh, Raj, if you ever want Raj to show up, all you gotta do is mention that Jordan's better than LeBron a couple times, and he just rises out of the ground, just out of nowhere. I don't know if I can we say? I better not. Remember. We were saying if he was overseas and hiding, his country under siege, and the opposing country was like driving through downtown with a tank in order to find Raj to come out of hiding and be captured, they just have to get on like a megaphone and say Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, and then Raj would just be in a closet and he can't contain himself, and then he jumps out the window. Hold on, Michael Jordan was playing against plumbers and grocery boys. Okay, LeBron James had to get this, and next he's done. Like, that's it. Anyway, my brain. All right, let's move over to the Nuggets. Sorry, Chet. Yeah.
Let's rank. I just want to rank order real quick what I went through. Poole 3.5 assists. Poole 3.5 rebounds, and then third would be 22.5 points, and then Draymond fantasy or 2 block steal. And then all the other ones are gonna be secondary, like Clay's real points or Steph's 3-point made.
Yep, I'm with it. All right, let's talk about the Denver Nuggets. Do you think the Nuggets take this game? Knowing you you're a self-loathing Warriors fan, even though you guys are like the favorite now to win. Jokic has a fantasy point prop at 59. I have him projected for 65, so 5-6 points on the over there. And then you mentioned Aaron Gordon in the video this morning. He's got a fantasy point prop at 24. Will Barton's
for you.
the only reason I would play Aaron Gordon right now is because he looked like Aaron Judge, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Will Barton 28 fantasy points. Have you ever looked at a side by side between Gordon and Judge?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
pretty striking.
Hey, Judge was adopted. That's all I'm saying. He just might. Will Barton 28 fantasy points. So I mean, generally I start with Jokic and go from there.
Oh yeah, lock in Jokic, man. He's like a free square today. I mean, if you go back and look at those first two games, he would have cleared his fantasy and real points in both games. But there was some circumstance that kept him from not finishing the game and closing due to blowout, and then he got ejected that second game. But he was on pace.
Yeah. The blowout and ejection. So I would say that we could see a path for this game to be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be stunned if the Warriors are just flipped on into elite Warriors mode, and this becomes a really, really tough spot for any team in the league right now, going against this squad of absolute shooters. But you're pretty confident in Jokic's 59 fantasy points?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. At home, in a must-win game, you can't go down 0-3. It's pretty much a wrap. And I mean, Mike Malone was waving the white flag pretty early on in game 2 especially. You can't wave the white flag in a game 3 and go down 0-3 in a series. So you're gonna have to just go all in. This is it.
All right, well, I'll say this. If you like Jokic at 59 fantasy points, then you're going to love Nikola Jokic at 57.05 fantasy points.
There you go.
That's the line you can get on Underdog. So, again, we're doing the research. It's literally the same plays, the same scoring. Might as well have two books up. You're almost getting, it's not quite the taco discount, but you could play both sides and take the better line on stuff that you like. So get on that. J. Cole says Aaron Gordon owes me like 2 bands at this point. Yeah, I'm not there. The big fundamental. Tim Duncan.
What happened, man? He was so productive leading up to towards the end of the season, and then he's just not there, or he's not it for this series.
Jokic needs help. He just needs help. I mean, I'm sure this team, long term is supposed to be Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Jokic, and they're making do with what they got. Which is, to me, that's just another feather in the cap of why Jokic is so valuable. But anyway, so Jokic fantasy points. If we want to reach down and grab another nugget, that sounded weird.
I like it.
Doesn't help. Doesn't. We got to get away from this sentence quick. What's your second favorite nugget prop if you're even getting to other nuggets?
I mean, it's a toss up between Barton and Morris. I mean, I think Barton's minutes seem to be the most secure. So I would probably lean him if I had to choose, because I wouldn't build a card where you're gonna play like Jokic, Barton, and Morris together, obviously. So I mean, let's say you're building a late night card, and you're tilting, I would and you're choosing between, like, you want to pair Jokic with somebody. I guess I would choose Barton for his fantasy, because he will fill the stat line, he will get boards, he will get assists, and hopefully he can pick up the scoring. He missed out. He would have cleared his fantasy points last game, but Malone had a weird rotation at the end, and then he just quit too early and waved the flag way too early, in my opinion. I would say Barton's fantasy, and then you can consider Morris's assists. Sometimes, it's up and down with him on his assist potential. And then Aaron Gordon, man, like, is he going to be like the X factor today that makes this game close that they've been missing out on? Because I think, his lack of offensive production is a big reason why they're have just such a large spread differential in these games, but also besides Poole going off and then Steph had a big game too. Yeah, they need him today. So something's got to change. Malone's got to do something. And so I guess what I'm just trying to say is like maybe that they scheme something up for Aaron Gordon or try to get him motivated or get more involved somehow. But it's Aaron Gordon, man. So, Gunn, you're the whisperer for him. I'm gonna let you decide.
How the am I the?
You called him that one game, man.
So I like him in pace-up spots historically.
Pace up at times.
At times, on the season they're not as fast as we remember them, but maybe that was just a little bit of they're not full strength because they used to be the fastest paced team. Hey, we're gonna shoot all the threes and go from there. But yeah, they've been limping along with limited Clay and limited Curry at times, no Draymond.
Yeah,
so
this is the first time they're playing with this entire unit together. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, just generally on the season, I haven't been getting past Jokic on the Nuggets. They're just so bad past Jokic.
so you're saying it's just Jokic for you, and that's it.
Yeah, and I almost don't trust that, but I'm with you on the do or die mentality, and we're gonna get to the point where blowouts be darned, scoreboard be darned.
Yeah.
You're not. I mean, in the season, you punt the fourth quarter in a blowout because you're getting ready for the next game. Pretty soon there's not going to be a next game, so you just got to go out there and chuck. And that's why when I think about the Brunson 3-point props, or grabbing teams that might play from behind, looking at their 3-point props and games that are getting closer to must win than ever before. That's why I'm more privy to those. I don't have any lean here on this second unit. If I'm Mike Malone, I have to make a drastic change, and I'm not. This team is unstoppable. They will just keep passing and passing and passing until someone has a shot. So I think you have to understand that and don't try to shut that down. You have to try and match that. And how do I match that? Bones Highland. You know what I mean? Monte Moore, Will Barton. I'm just saying, put some type of scoring out there.
Yeah. That's what Morris's 3-point prop was interesting to me last night. I put it on the first look video. It's only 1.5. I mean, his 3-point shooting's gonna be needed as well. Both him and Bones, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do, but
Austin Rivers is not the answer, man. They put him out there for defense on Steph, but his offense, man.
His offense is offensive. That's my boy.
It's ass Fish fan in the chat, man. He loves him.
No, Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers slander shall not prosper. Okay. I love me some Austin Rivers.
You're kidding, right?
I'll never forget that game against the Blazers when he was on the Clippers. The Chris Paul team gets injured in the playoffs, and he was out there with Jamal Crawford. He literally he had stitches hanging out of his face, bro. Couldn't see out of that made me a fan for life. All right. He didn't win the game, but that made me a fan for life.
That sums up his life, though. He didn't win, he didn't score, but he tried hard, man.
Oh, well. All right. It's about time to start recapping some props here. Sorry, chat. We got a little carried away. Yeah. Chat, you guys let us know what your favorite props are. Also, there's a free Discord. There's a link in the description below. Jump in that, man. You guys are been crushing it in the live chats. After the party, it's the after party. Get in here. Looking at some of the recent people that have joined. Wait, that's the wrong channel. The welcome. Where's the welcome channel? There it is. Some of you guys today, Pat Clay Tomstar, Vigilant Childhood, AG32. Shout out to you guys. Also, check out this Underdog channel. We just launched it today. A new partnership between this channel, myself, Underdog. Getting some benefits to you guys, doubling that first deposit, and you're not doing any extra research than we're already doing for PrizePicks. We're just being able to line shop the best stuff. And, hey, you get to stretch your money a little bit more today. If you're not on Underdog, you can get on Underdog. And if you do that, be sure to hit up myself or Danny with screenshots, proof that you did it. We made a special role in this Discord, give you a fun little color to get behind. Hopefully she's... I went to shout out the latest person that joined the Discord.
Yeah.
They just did it. So they're out there watching. The person's name is Hopefully She's 18.
Oh man.
Hopefully, right? And then shout out to MV for joining the Discord. Good God. I can't. You guys are killing me today. 74 likes, though. Insane. All right, let's get caught up on chat, then we'll get out of here. We're at 74 likes, so I don't have to chug a bottle of water. That's lit. If it gets ugly enough, could see Jokic getting ejected again. Maybe. Somebody said that Barton versus Cousins was hilarious. Barton actually think he got a chance versus him. You know, I love Boogie, right? I like Boogie. I like him. I feel like I've never seen him actually be fit. Like, I've never seen him punk somebody that impresses me. It's like Myers Leonard. Okay, cool. Have you ever seen that clip of Zach Randolph talking smack to him? Where I'm from, bullies get bullied. Like, I feel like Boogie might be a little soft to the touch. You know what I'm saying? But I got love for him. But I don't know Barton's background to have one there. Cody Sanders' thoughts on Gobert under 28.5 points rebounds prop. Just straight up points rebounds. I mean, he probably gets 17 rebounds, but you're basically, so let's just say 17. Honestly, 17 rebounds. So at that point, we're hoping for less than 11.5 points. If it's just points and rebounds, yeah, I could take the under on that because he really has not been that involved, and I could see this game getting lopsided, which could turn into Whiteside fourth quarter as well. So anyway, Zebo had Boogie shook. Yeah, Cousins is about that life. I mean, he might be. I ain't trying to challenge him. I'm just saying, you know, there's clips when guys are ready to throw down.
You can take him, Gun. I believe you.
I ground and pound with the best of them, bro. I get on top. I'm not. I can't outbox nobody, but you know what I'm saying. I get you to the ground. It's over. It's over.
Oh yeah.
All right, Josh. Read me off your. Your.
Should we since it was that promo code? Do you want to build like a 5 flex for the people
on Underdog? Or no, for PrizePicks, the 5 flex. Yeah.
Just our top 5 favorite. So people, right. You know, if they're building, if they want to get that promo money.
All right, let's do it. We'll type. I'll type it up.
Okay.
And do you already have like your favorite 5 ranked?
I basically wrote down our notes and then my stuff from last night. But all right, so for me, number 1 would be. This is going to be A, B, so you can pick between the two. Would be Poole's 3.5 assists or 3.5 rebound. And then what about you? What's your next one?
I like Patrick Beverly.
Okay.
As one, so we're gonna put Jordan Poole. What was it? I'm sorry. I chugged the bottle of water while you said that.
You're fine.
Like a whole bottle of water. It's gone. Like I just chugged it while you said that.
Oh, I've been chugging water too. 3.5 assists or 3.5 rebound.
Okay, 3.5
rebounds. So
just
you could choose between whichever one you feel.
All right.
More privy.
I'd probably lean assists, but that's just me.
He's a really good rebounding guard. He's lengthy.
Yeah.
Just the amount of minutes he's gonna be out there. Yeah, and then so you got Pat Bev number 2, fantasy, right?
Yep.
And then, all right, I'll go next. I'm going to go Anthony Edwards, either 23.5 points or 3 threes made. So I'm giving you like an option between the two. Just like my overall favorite player targets.
Okay. And then I'll nominate. I kind of like the Jordan Clarkson first half or.
You get down with some Royce O'Neal.
No, thank you. What's the Draymond line at? Draymond's at 33 fantasy points. I have him at 38. Maybe maybe Draymond. No, I'm torn here.
What did you liked
So, I mean, in the notes I've written down from earlier, John Morant fantasy points, free throws. I put Underdog Keepers for fantasy points, Triple J fantasy points, free throws, Beverly fantasy points, Edwards points or threes, D-Russ threes, Brunson. Okay, I'll go. I also like Brunson over 2 threes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll nominate that. I'll nominate that.
You did like that. Yep. And then for the 4th and final one, I will go Jokic all the way. But he's still not my MVP.
Who is your MVP?
Oh, it's got to be Embiid.
Okay, so early I thought you were saying, all right, so that's reverse racism.
Oh, you thought when I said not MVP? Oh, because you were
I was talking about Embiid's shot, and then all right.
No. Because you were switching over to the Nuggets, and I was like, yeah, not my MVP. I was talking about Jokic. Yeah, because he's not getting it done for his team.
Poole 3.5 assists. Beverly fantasy points. Anthony Edwards 23.5 real points or 3 threes. Which one? Which one, Josh? Which one?
For what?
For Anthony Edwards.
What's real points? If I had to choose, I'm gonna go real. I think he's gonna be aggressive.
All right, Jalen Brunson over 2 threes. Jokic fantasy points. That is me and you 5-pick flex. We're trying to 20x on PrizePicks.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna run it. I'm gonna run it right now. What's the max we can win on it? 500.
500. So what's 500?
$50.
Okay.
Right?
I hate that you're the neuroscientist. I just trust you. Could have said any number ever.
I don't flex, man. I don't play flexes, man.
What's 500 divided by 50?
10. Oh wait, what is this? What is this promo? Is it 20?
It's 20x maximum of 500.
Oh, okay.
Promo. So
yeah.
Does that mean it's 1,000 because half of it is real?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, is it saying 500 max real money?
No, I think it's saying up. Oh, God dang it! Now we gotta pull it up. Hey, shout out to Runts and Art777. It says max reward for this promotion is 500 in promo phones. So then it would be 1,000 as your max. So it would be $100. Right? So you would win 1,000, but it would be 500 because you're doubling up. So it's $100. You good? Bro.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Wait, but I thought it's 20x, right? They're 20x fee?
It's 20x. So if you had a $100 card, that would God dang it. So 50.
Yeah, no,
so it's $50.
It's 50. Yeah, it's 50.
We're idiots.
I was laughing because
they give anybody at Stanford a PhD. It looks like
the timing of that username. I don't know, man. It got me, bro. The way you said it.
Come on, y'all.
Right.
Check Booby at 5.5 points. Oh, Boogie at 5.5 points. You like that? Sure. I don't mind it. I almost typed in Boogie anyway.
Yeah, I just think Jokic is gonna, play all the minutes he can handle.
I can see him get. I mean, 5.5 is a low total.
Yeah.
All right. Regular season award. Yeah, it's a regular season award. I don't think last night's shot should. They've already voted, right? So last night's shot doesn't really impact.
Oh yeah. No, I just meant in general. Just my opinion on Embiid.
So much going for. All right, cool. All right.
Who's your MVP?
My MVP of the NBA? Yeah. It's Russell Westbrook, bro. What?
Oh yeah, I mean he had a great year.
I don't know. I like. Honestly, I gotta give it to Jokic. This team doesn't make the play-in without Jokic. This is like a bottom 2 team in the West. If
Jokic,
Jokic,
Sixers before Harden got there.
They were. I know they still make the play-in. I think Embiid makes the
Really?
play-in. Those
With
Sixers with Maxey, Tobias, yes.
And Gorgeous Yang, Utah Jazz legend.
Fam. If Jokic doesn't play one quarter for the Nuggets this season, they're a lottery team.
Oh, I don't even know if they're a lottery team.
I mean well, you know what I mean. Anyway.
I think they're bottom of the barrel, but I'm with you on that. But I think the Sixers would be too. I mean, they'd be pretty bad.
Nah, I think the Sixers make the playoffs. The losing record teams are fighting for play-ins.
You got the Nets. You got the Nets a 7 seed, man.
Yeah, but that's different. They whatever, Josh. Stop it.
The
Whatever.
East is
Stop.
stacked, bro. The East is
No. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. James Worthy says, what was the full 5-play James, this is what we got. We got Jordan Poole, 3.5 assists, Beverly fantasy points, Anthony Edwards, 23.5 points, Brunson over 2 threes, and Jokic fantasy points. Yeah. Parker's Sixers were 16 without Harden. Yeah, they would have made it. It's the Nuggets are god awful, bro. But anyway, chat. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Are you doing a video in the morning? What is tomorrow? Friday? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So look out for a video in the morning. Look out for a live stream tomorrow. We should be back to regular baseball content tomorrow. Today was our early baseball, so I'll do a baseball stream more than likely tomorrow afternoon. And then I'm going to be – my boy Rich, he wants to start doing some baseball prize picks and Underdog stuff. So look out for that. Shout out to Underdog, new partner for the channel. Only up from here. Get in the free Discord. I hope you guys crush it tonight. Twitter.com/Gundacker. Hey, tell somebody you love them because I love you. Good luck. God bless. Go win some money. Right, you got somebody tickling you under the table over there, bro?
Dude, you cracked me up.
Right, you left in the middle of the stream. I look over here, your head's on the desk. I don't know if you got shot.
You have me dying, bro. Your delivery on some things is just
Yeah.
like when you said, "Oh, welcome to the show, run something."
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we only spent an hour and 40 minutes on 3 games.
How? I don't understand it. We could. Why aren't we doing like showdown breakdown videos with you? It's just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's fun though. I mean, playoff games require more breakdown because there's so much adjustment.
Yeah.